Welcome to the Smith-Kingsmore Syndrome Foundation's talk about the CoRDS Patient Registry. We are honored to have Alyssa Mendel with us today. Alyssa is a project manager at Sanford Research. Welcome, Alyssa. Thank you so much for taking the time, donating your time to us today. I was hoping you could start off by telling us a little bit about the CoRDS Registry, what it is, what its mission is, and what your role is with the registry.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dan. I'm excited to do this. A little bit about CoRDS is we are based at Sanford Research, which is a part of Sanford Health, and that's a healthcare system. We're based here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. CoRDS is an international patient registry, so we collect data on people from all over the world who have a rare disease, rare condition, undiagnosed symptoms, and unaffected carriers. We kind of serve as a twofold purpose here. One is if there's a researcher or pharmaceutical company who's going to do a clinical trial or a study on a particular condition, such as Smith-Kingsmore Syndrome, we would let participants know about that. They would then have the opportunity to say whether they wanted to participate or not. The other thing we will do is we partner with foundations, such as the Smith-Kingsmore Syndrome Foundation, and we work together to create a more disease-specific questionnaire. And that questionnaire can really help to get into the natural history of a condition. And researchers can potentially use that to notice any trends that are going on with the rare condition. It can also help them to figure out how to start or conduct a trial. That's kind of the gist of what we do.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But why is it important for a rare disease to have a registry like this?
Yeah, so it's important so that the researchers and the foundation, such as yourself, have that one centralized location where all participants are located. Because I think we all know when it comes to rare diseases or rare conditions, it can be incredibly hard to find the population and to know where everybody is. We're thinking, these rare conditions and people all over the world. So we need a spot where they can all be, and that's one of the important reasons for a registry. It helps to know how many specific people are affected by it. Also, it can help researchers or pharma to structure their clinical trial. If they know if there's a high prevalence of people in one part of the country or the world, it can just help them to pick sites out as well for clinical trials, just so they know how far they would have to travel. That's
great. So something that comes up quite often, I know everyone's really careful about their social security number and keeping their data private. We hear the word de-identified data when as it refers to the patient registry. What does that mean?
Yeah, so when researchers come to CoRDS and they're looking for the de-identified data from those questionnaires that participants would answer, we will strip out all of the identifiers, meaning we're going to take out the PHI in the data. So a researcher wouldn't get names, they wouldn't get email addresses, they wouldn't get home addresses, they wouldn't get any information that is going to identify the participant.
Yeah, that's great. That's great to hear. So it's pretty exciting. I think the registry is really important to us. How does someone go about starting a registry entry for themselves?
Yeah, so they can go to the Smith-Kingsmore Syndrome website, and they could click on the link to bring them to the CoRDS activation form, or they can also go on our website and click the Enroll Now button. But once a participant fills out that activation form, that's creating the participant's account. It's going to ask for name, what the rare condition is, whether they want to enroll online or postal. If somebody wanted to enroll through postal mail, CoRDS will mail them a questionnaire. We'll do all of the data entry for them. But if people want to do the online method, which is usually the way most people go, after they fill out that activation form, their username and password screen will pop up for them. They need to fill that information out, and then it's going to bring them right into the portal. And it's important for participants to know they're going to fill out what we call the CoRDS questionnaire, which will ask some very basic questions about their condition and demographics. But it's very important for them to know they need to keep going to the Smith-Kingsmore Syndrome Foundation questionnaire. That questionnaire is going to have the very specifics of their condition, and that information there is what can help researchers to, again, look for trends that are going on. It can also help them to study the natural history of the condition.
That's great. Okay, so really it's pretty easy to get started. At the smithkingsmore.org website, there's a link right at the top for the Global Patient Registry. Just click on that and it takes you right over to the CoRDS site to start the process. Thank you. So say we're going through the registry and we're having a problem. How does someone, or maybe it's a little overwhelming because there's a lot of questions, how does someone get help? What's available to our community to get help for filling out the registry?
Yeah, I want to touch first on I can understand and appreciate that it can be overwhelming contributing all of that information. And we have it designed so that if a participant wanted to come in and just do a few questions at a time, they certainly can. The system will bring you right back to where you left off. So if you need to save and exit out, that's okay. But if there is some troubles along the way, we do have a phone number that they can call. That's 1-877 658-9192, and they'll get a CoRDS representative that can help them. If we happen to not answer, just leave a voicemail and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Or you can always reach out to us through email. That's cords@sanfordhealth.org. You might want to post those numbers and email address for people to know, but that's the best way to reach out to us. We're more than happy to walk through the questionnaire with participants over the phone, too, if they would prefer that.
Yeah, perfect. And I think we'll absolutely post the telephone number and the email address, too. The other thing that the foundation is offering, our community is one-on-one support, too. So if someone's looking for just a walk through an extra pair of eyes as they're going through the registry and they want that help, just drop an email to contact@smithkingsmore.org. It's contact@smithkingsmore.org. One of the board members will take that, schedule a walkthrough with you and work directly with you. So I think there's a lot of support to get those registry entries filled out. So thanks. I'm really appreciative of CoRDS and how they're offering the support for our community. So let's talk a little bit more about CoRDS. What do you think their biggest accomplishments have been this past year? I know we've had an interesting year with the COVID and our lives have changed quite a bit. So what do you think is really the biggest accomplishment this past year?
Yeah, so CoRDS traditionally, we do a lot of travel to spread awareness about the registry, whether that's to partners or to tell researchers that we have this database full of data that they can look through. We weren't able to do as much traveling this year, but what we did was we made a lot of enhancements to our internal structures. So one of the things we did was we really enhanced our researcher portal, and this is where researchers can come in, they can access that de-identified data after they've been approved to receive it, and it's a really easy tool for the researchers. They're going to be able to get the data in real time, so as a week-by-week basis if they want. We're pretty excited about that feature.
That's great. Yeah, I know. I'm really impressed the fact that CoRDS continues to take in new registries and new partners through this time. So I think it speaks volumes about the work that the organization is doing. The fact that these partners are reaching out and seeking you out, right? I think that speaks highly of the work that you're doing. So thanks for the work and supporting this rare community of ours.
Yeah, believe it or not, Dan, we despite not being able to get out there and travel, we still were able to partner with 21 new foundations. That's the most we've ever partnered with in a year. So, wow,
that's pretty amazing. So, what are your initiatives, right? So, we're not sure how the world is going to continue to shape out over the next year, but what are your goals, your initiatives for 2021?
Yeah, so we want to continue to help foundations such as the Smith-Kingsmore Syndrome Foundation not only launch their questionnaire, but also to get, help recruit to the registry. So the more people that we can get to participate, the richer the data that will be for researchers to come in and access that. So our goal is to try to really work at helping these foundations to recruit to registries, and then to get participants to, feel safe and comfortable to contribute that data.
Awesome, thank you. So just a quick kind of recap, right? The registry is important so researchers can find the data about the disease. Our data is de-identified, which means your personal information isn't being shared out there with the researchers. It's easy to get started. Click on the link in the Smith-Kingsmore.org or go to the CoRDS site and start the process there. Support's available through CoRDS, through Smith-Kingsmore Foundation, so that's available. And it only helps really our community, and CoRDS continues to grow and continues to build partners. Is there anything else you think that we should know about the registry or the process?
No, I think you pretty much hit it all on the head. I just want to, remind participants that, it is important to contribute data, especially when we're looking at these rare conditions. There's so little information out there about these conditions sometimes. So the more people we can have participate, the better it is for researchers and for pharmaceutical companies to try to, again, study that natural history study and hopefully come up with treatments or therapies.
Thank you. And thank you again for donating your time, and thank you for all that you do to support the SKS community. You're making our lives better, so thank you.
Absolutely.